We're ending Lore Dimension. Stay tuned to find out why.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Healyverse, or welcome back to the Healyverse. Today, we have just kind of a quick video, which if the title and thumbnail didn't already give it away, we've got changes coming. Something's happening.
Just a couple of little announcements. Nothing too major. Let's get into it.
So, to preface this, there's been a whole lot of hubbub, shall we say, on the YouTube scene about the algorithm, changes to the algorithm, best practices when working with the algorithm. And generally, we try and always follow that. However, from the start of our channel, there's always been kind of one glaring thing that we feel has probably confused the YouTube algorithm when it comes to our channel.
And that would be that there is potentially too much variety to what we're doing at the moment. Between archery and the sitting down talking about certain things, pop culture and films and the lore stuff, and then we do a lot. We do a lot of the creation stuff, which we never really intended doing initially. Like I say, when we first talked about doing this channel, Katie wanted to mainly be talking about pop culture things and lore and stuff like that. The creations kind of just happened with it, and
Grew.
it's definitely more my sort of thing, don't get me wrong. But with that in mind, we realised we were probably going to struggle to maintain an audience that were some coming for creation stuff, some coming for the talking stuff, some coming for archery, and we don't want to leave everyone waiting for their thing.
Essentially, what we're getting at is there is some restructuring coming to the channel. And by that, I mean there's something new coming. We have been and are continuing to work on starting a second channel.
That's the point where you all stop and gasp. And while you stopped, like and subscribe.
So this channel, the Healyverse, is going to kind of morph into Healyverse Creations, which will include culinary,
Art,
world building,
the tutorials.
anything that involves making something in some way.
That's going to be here.
It's going to be right here.
The initial idea that Katie had when she wanted to start doing something where we talked, she kind of based it all around the name. The main reason she wanted to do it all was for the name, and we did integrate the name into this category of videos, but we've decided to separate it.
The Lore Dimension is getting its own channel.
That's the point where you all cheer, and you were all very happy. And look.
Well, not only that, the Lore Dimension specifically has been something that I've thought about for probably 5 years now. I wanted to try and create it back in lockdown. It never took off. I never figured it out. I never did enough with it. Admittedly, I had some influences pushing me to chase perfection before I even put anything out, which is not sustainable or realistic. So, seeing as we've already initiated this Lore Dimension aspect, we are going to be, over the next couple months probably, copying everything over to the Lore Dimension channel. You could go follow it right now. It's at the Lore Dimension on YouTube.
Bit of a ghost town at the moment, but we'll be changing that very soon.
Working on it.
We're just a couple of things we need to sort out first.
So yes, the Lore Dimension is getting its own channel, its own focus. It may not be as consistent as Creations, or potentially it may be more consistent, depending on what's going on in the world. You know, when it gets to the point that we're watching Stranger Things Season 5, you're going to get an episode, or a video every episode, so...
Yeah, Stranger Things, Hedge Knight, Rings of Power, House of the Dragon. Katie will probably cover the Acolyte on that one. I may just stay clear from that one, I'm going to be honest.
Right, so all of that stuff is going to be migrating over, and anything new coming out in relation to lore or topics, which we're counting as real-world lore.
Also things like films and that as well, like Deadpool and Wolverine, that sort of thing will be going on to the new channel, the Marvel stuff.
Future ones will go on to that channel exclusively.
Maybe you can check out the new Harry Potter series when that comes out.
Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Yes, we will do that. We're doing that.
Since, wands are becoming a thing now.
You saw it here. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
So, things you will see happening in that channel. Currently, there is a placeholder picture.
I'm working on the logo.
He's working on the logo. Now, when I tell you, I've had a vague concept of a logo design in my head for 5 years. When we made the decision of, okay, we're going to split the channel, I said, this is what I envisioned. Something like this. Have at it. And he...
Featuring these things.
Yeah, and the design that he came up with is so much better than anything I could have conceptualized. And I'm so thrilled and so excited for you all to see it. The one there currently is a placeholder, but very soon you will be getting the new logo. That is what we're waiting on currently before we can upload any official videos, but go be preemptive. Subscribe to that one so you get notified when our first video comes out with the new channel.
I imagine this is going to be very similar to Brett Cooper's new channel. All of a sudden we just have millions of people just flock.
Obviously.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to have so many subscribers before we even post our first video.
Also, as a future thing, let us know if you'd be interested in any of those kind of... We don't want to get too into political if we can help it. We don't need to ruffle feathers. We think what we think. You think what you think. That's fine. We can all get along either way. However, being on YouTube now, there's certain topics that trend. There's certain topics that people just like to see, even if it's not necessarily the most popular subject. Is that something that you think we should potentially lean more into? More real-world lore dimension as well? Yeah, on the lore dimension, yeah, of course. Because, again, this is pretty much going to be reduced to
making stuff.
Creations at this point of many varieties.
Whether it's food, crafts, art, characters, world building, this is just creativity unleashed.
For anyone who came for the archery stuff, I would like to ask you guys, what would you like us to do with that? Because obviously, when the warm weather comes around a bit more, we're going to be hoping to get out a bit more, do a bit more practicing. It's just a bit boggy at the moment, and it's difficult to get down there. But we would like to carry on, but we're struggling with knowing where to put it.
And also, what do you want to see? Because
we can't test new bows or new arrows any further, and we don't want to just keep putting up, oh look, this is us shooting this target again and again. So any kind of video ideas as to things that we could do moving forward with that kind of stuff would be absolutely fantastic.
Do you want to see me repair our target?
We've kind of been trying the hardest to not lean too much into looking at other people's videos and taking things from their ideas. But at the same time, I think it's going to be hard not to use the same ideas that other people have already had, because there's so many people doing these things on YouTube now. So chances are, where it comes to that sort of stuff, we're being beginners. We're not going to be any trendsetters or trailblazers in that scene. If you're here and you like seeing us do the archery stuff, or if you'd like to see us start doing sword stuff again when it warms up, I would love to get out there with the swords and start doing some kind of training. Is that something you'd be interested in? And if so, what do you think about where it should go? Should we start a separate channel for that sort of stuff in and of itself?
On that note, we are already making plans for a third channel, gaming, because it doesn't fit in either of our current channel plans, and it's something we're both interested in, streaming games, putting out game videos, which again, if there's anything specific you want to see when that does happen, put it down in the comments. I've considered doing fall asleep while I play X game, or...
It's going to be boring if you've fallen asleep.
Not me fall asleep, me put them to sleep.
We do that anyway.
Unless you're already doing it. Let us know what you want to see with that, because that is something we're planning on doing in the near future for streaming, posting gaming videos, that kind of content. There's other things that need to fall into place before that all happens, but if there's interest in it, then we'll put more effort into that. These are all things that we enjoy doing, but then we also want to provide content that you enjoy watching.
Yeah, and we don't want to leave you waiting for the things that you may have subscribed for. Thank you very much for your patience anyway. We'll try and get something to you over there as soon as we can. And we'll be uploading all of the stuff that we'd had on this channel, lore-wise, over there as well. So there will be things on there you can watch. Give us a couple of views. Not going to say no to that one.
That's the changes. We're branching out into 2, with a 3rd on the horizon.
Because we want to keep doing the same things, but we don't want to keep messing with everyone's time and messing with all our own analytics and stunting our own channel's growth by trying to go, well, no, let's just put it all on one channel, when it's probably not that much more difficult to just log into the other account, bang that video on that one for this week. It means that whoever subscribes to whichever channel going forward knows what it is that they're getting. Everyone kind of wins.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone who's been with us this far, and we're excited to see where both channels go.
Both, all.
all, however many there end up being. Essentially, we have hobbies and we want to enjoy our hobbies while making content, and our hobbies are just too varied to fit in one
It's the tism.
bubble. And that's another thing that's going to restrict us a bit is I'm only one person and I work.
And while we only have the one laptop, it's difficult for me to even try figuring out the editing stuff, never mind taking it off her hands or doing some of it for her.
But that's more things hopefully changing this year, fixing my gaming PC, which will open up things for gaming, but then also it will be capable of editing and making my life easier, our lives easier with all of that. Stay tuned for what we've got coming. We're so excited to have you along with us.
Feel free to leave it in the comments, anything that you'd like to see going forward on this channel, any extra creative things that we can do that you could think of that we could try our hands at, because again, we're never short of wanting to try new things. And as for the other things, let us know what sort of things would you be interested in seeing us play. We know what sort of games we like to play, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're the sort of things you're going to want to waste your time
But you're gonna do it.
But you will.
If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're as excited for our channel's growth as we are. If you did like it, make sure you go down, hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, or if Lore Dimension's your thing, go subscribe there. Turn on notifications for both channels so you get notified when we post, when our first video comes up, all that kind of good stuff.
Until then, hope to see you on the next one, whatever that could be.